My name is David Imonitie, and I've got to tell you, I'm extremely excited and privileged, really, to be on this call with each and every one of you. But I've been an entrepreneur now for close to 12 years, approaching 12 years in the next couple of months here, a serial entrepreneur, and specifically within the industry of network marketing, and been able to really have a lot of great success as an entrepreneur, starting out at the age of 21 with a lot of big goals, a lot of big dreams, not really knowing where my life was actually going to go at that time. I'd done what my parents told me to do, go to school, get your grades. You guys know the recipe for success. And I found out quickly that recipe really just didn't taste so good, and very fortunate I got introduced to really owning my own business, owning my own life. And ever since then, I've been on this journey of really developing myself, but now really taking the information that I've actually learned and applied, and now being able to now transfer that to literally millions of people all around the world today over the last 12 years. So really excited that you're on this call. Obviously appreciate you taking the time out to actually be on this call with us over the next 3 days here. And specifically tonight, we're going to be talking about the ABCs of success. And obviously, we're going to start with the letter A. And, so many times as I've traveled all around the world, I've met so many people that, one of their main desires for their life, obviously, is to live a healthier life, but it's also to have that financial freedom, to have financial independence, or to have success in some area in their lives. And it's amazing to see in people's eyes the desire that they have, the hunger that they have in order to be successful. And that's why I really commend each and every one of you getting on this call tonight. You could be doing anything else right now, but you took the time out to say, hey, I'm going to come and get on this call and really learn from someone that has done it, someone that continues to do it in the world of business today. So I know we've got some incredible things we're going to talk about. We'll be on this call for about 30 minutes. And don't forget to be on the call again tomorrow. As a matter of fact, you'll get an email. We're actually going to move the time up just 1 hour to 9 p.m. It's going to be 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, which would be 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, is where we're going to have the call on Wednesday and also on Thursday as well. So I want to go ahead and jump right into what we're going to talk about here tonight. When you look at success, I think one of the very first things we've got to do on this call is to really define really what the word success means. And when you actually just look it up in a dictionary, you'll see that it's very simple. It's the accomplishment of an aim or a purpose. Okay, I love to add to that. Success is a progressive realization of a worthy ideal or a worthy goal. So meaning that it's progressive. It's something that you're constantly moving towards. Success is not a destination. Really, success is a journey that you will actually be on for a very, very long time. Hopefully, throughout your whole life, you stay on the journey of becoming successful and moving from one success to the next. Because, what you feel is success tonight or today or next week, I promise you, a year from now or 5 years from now, 10 years from now, you won't feel that success. You will feel like, I've already moved past that. And that's one thing that I learned very, very early, was not to be frustrated about where it is that I was. And I see so many people do that. And that really leads us right into what we need to talk about tonight, about the ABCs of success. And it really starts with your attitude. If you're going to actually title this call tonight, it's really talking about your attitude. And, attitude is everything. If you're taking some notes, I want you to write that down. When I say everything, I really do mean that. Your attitude is everything. Your attitude towards life is everything. Your attitude towards the different situations that come up in your life, whether it has to do with your family, whether it has to do with your finances, whatever it is, the attitude that you take towards that situation is really going to determine really how you're going to really respond to that particular challenge that's actually facing you. When you look at the word attitude, it really means a settled way of thinking or feeling. All right, a settled, meaning that you're in it. Something that is ingrained in you, and it's a way of thinking. It's a way of thinking. It's a path that you put yourself in when you have this particular type of attitude. There's so many different attitudes that you can have out there. but it's a settled way of thinking or feeling about someone or something, all right? And what happens is it typically reflects in a person's behavior or action. See, that's so critical for you to understand before I really go into some of the key components of really how to develop the right attitude, a positive mental attitude. So many times, you watch people get involved in business, and they get involved in business with the wrong attitude. They get involved in business still carrying all of the baggage of all the frustration or all the stress that they have. We've taught that there are two types of people in this world right now. You have rich and wealthy people, and you have poor and middle class people. And majority of the individuals that are in the poor and middle class, 97% of them, typically what they do is they work a job. And there's nothing wrong with having a job. But the challenge with that is that with that job, there's so many different emotions that come with it. There's so many different feelings that come with it. It comes with stress. It comes with frustration. It comes with fear. It comes with anxiety. And all these things create a particular attitude. And what I want you to understand about attitude is that it really works with the law of sowing and reaping. And, most people haven't really heard it in those terms before, but if you really think about it, the attitude that you sow into a situation, that's really what's going to determine what you reap out of that situation. If you sow a negative attitude into your business or sow a negative attitude into your finances, more than likely that's what you're going to reap. You're going to reap a negative outcome when it comes to your business, when it comes to your finances. And we watch people do that time and time again, not understanding that this attitude really works with the law of sowing and reaping. So tonight what you want to do is you really want to really take inventory and really ask yourself, hey, listen, how has my attitude been over the last 30 days, over the last 90 days? And your attitude really consists of how you're thinking, the words that you're speaking, how you're feeling, the people that you're associating with. All these things go into play when it comes to really developing a person's attitude. And, when I look back 12 years ago, starting, the attitude that I had was that I was going to be successful. That's really how I started my business. I knew that it was going to take me about 4 years. That was what I said to myself. I never got involved in business thinking that, I would become successful right away. I said, you know what, this is going to take me 4 years to actually get it done. And it didn't happen in 4 years, but I found the right opportunity, found the right business within that fourth year that allowed me to get to a multimillionaire status. When you understand how powerful your attitude is, the way I want you to really picture this is that your attitude, the attitude that you have, is a magnet for your life. It's a magnet for your life. So you're going to attract based on what your attitude is for that day, for that week, for that month. If you've got a positive attitude, a positive mental attitude about your life, you're going to attract positive situations, positive events, positive people into your life that will allow you to get to where it is that you actually want to go. And you've got to understand this, and this is a fundamental when it comes to success. This is one of the habits, if not the most important habit, that every successful person that I've ever come in contact with absolutely has. They are positive all the time, no matter what the situation is. Even in a negative situation, they always find the positive in it. All right, and it's not just enough to be positive about a situation, but really what tells you that you're positive about it is if you're in constant action. All right, if you're in constant action, and I'll talk about that over the next 3 days as to why your activity and what you do on a daily basis really determines what type of attitude that you have. Now, it's important for us to really, take a step back and really pay attention to the attitude that we have about ourselves. Self-image is so critical to your success. How do you see yourself? One of the things that I've learned is that typically however you see yourself is exactly how other people will see you. If you see yourself as a winner, if you see yourself as a champion, if you see yourself as an overcomer, guess what, guys? You're going to hold that particular state of mind, and when people meet you, they can actually feel that oozing out of your body. But there's so many people out there that hold the self-image of someone who's defeated, someone who hasn't accomplished what it is that they want to accomplish in life. They hold the self-image, and then they go out and decide that they want to start a business, and they wonder why no one is attracted to them. See, one thing that I've learned is that people are really attracted to the God that's in you. Each and every one of us, we're all little G-O-D, all right? You're all little G-O-D. And what you have to understand is only one thing that's going to please that God that's in you, and it's faith. Faith comes by what you're hearing, the words that you're speaking. So really, to develop this right attitude, you've got to now start creating a set of words about yourself. What do you say about yourself? What do you see in yourself? How do you feel about yourself? Those three aspects right there are critical to your success. Number one, what are you saying about yourself? What do you see about yourself? When you look in the mirror, do you see a winner? Do you see someone that's a leader of thousands? Do you see yourself as a leader of millions of people? Or do you see someone who's defeated? Do you see someone that's been trying to get to a particular goal and it hasn't happened yet? And what happens is when you see that, those feelings now come on you where you say, well, this is not going to happen. And you start speaking those things into existence. See, guys, this is not just about defining what attitude is. We're going to actually show you over the next 3 days as we go through your attitude and we go through your belief system and we go through the power of commitment. We're going to show you how to have some breakthrough in your attitude, how to develop this. This is not something that is going to happen overnight. It is something that you will have to develop, and you'll see it 30 days from now. You'll see 90 days from now. You'll see 6 months from now, a year from now, how you'll be transformed into somebody completely different. And I realize we've got a lot of entrepreneurs on this call that really understand this element. But guess what, guys? There's always another level you can go to when it comes to developing a positive mental attitude for your life. When I look at all the success that is taking place right now in business, you look at any church or any organization, you'll realize that there's somebody at the helm that has a positive mental attitude. A couple things that you want to write down here, the types of attitude you want to have. I believe that you need an attitude of expectation. An attitude of expectation. Remember I told you that this is about sowing and reaping. When I sow the attitude of expectation, guess what? Whatever it is that I desire, whatever it is that I'm expecting, it has to come back to me because that's what I've sown. And typically, understand this, typically whatever it is that you sow, you will always reap more of it. So when you sow the attitude of expectation into what you're expecting, whether it's to get to a six-figure income or whether it's to get to a seven-figure income, all right, and you sow that expectation, and expectation is really just the feeling of already having it, all right? It's the feeling of already having it. I don't believe that a desire or something that you're expecting to happen is something that you doubt is going to happen. There's a particular smile on your face. There's a particular joy that you have. There's a particular peace that you have. If you've got a particular goal that you are actually reaching for right now, give yourself the attitude of expectation. All right, what is it going to feel like? What is it going to be like when you actually purchase that car? What is it going to be like when you move into that dream home? What is it going to feel like when you meet the man or the woman of your dreams? Whatever that goal is, you've got to give yourself that attitude and start walking like that person. Start talking like that person. Start already living like the person you desire to become. Now, this is something that's not easy to do. It's simple to do. And what it takes commitment. It takes consistency, doing it time and time and time and time again. See, your attitude has to do with feelings, and words are the seeds for feelings. Words are the seeds for feelings. So it's so critical that you watch the confession, that you watch what is it that you're saying to yourself. All right? Not, what other people are saying is obviously extremely important, what you allow other people to say into your life, speak into your life, but also what you're saying to yourself, because you're with you, 100% of the time. So what you're saying to yourself is so critical. So over the next 3 days, we are going to go through some words, some new incantations, some new affirmations or declarations that you can actually start putting out there about yourself or about what is it that you're expecting. All right. Also, you want to give yourself the attitude of excitement. All right. The attitude of excitement. We hear it all the time that praise precedes the victory, right? So what you do is even before you actually accomplish the goal that you've actually set for yourself, what you want to do is you actually want to start celebrating that goal well before it actually takes place. This is where the excitement comes in. Now, what happens is this becomes attractive to other people because people want to follow people that know where they're going. They want to follow people that are vibrant. They want to follow people that are full of life. Well, you've got to give yourself that gift so that when you go out, guess what? That's what people pick up on. That's what people feel when they're around you. They can feel the excitement that you have. You also want to give yourself the attitude of faith. Now, one thing that you've got to understand about faith is that faith requires you to work. Faith requires you to put forth the activity without actually seeing the physical result. You know, most people have to see it before they actually believe it. But faith doesn't work like that. The attitude of faith about a situation, about a goal, is that I'm going to continuously put forth the work that's necessary to accomplish it. Even though I may not see it right now, I still have the attitude of faith. I still have the attitude that it's already done. And that's the key thing. That's the difference between most people that make it and some people that don't, is that they think about their goals, but they think about their goals far off away from them. They think about their goals in the sense that it has not happened yet versus it's already happened. It's already done. And when you walk around with that attitude, when you walk around with that feeling, guess what, guys? It becomes attractive. Another attitude you want to have is the attitude of gratitude, all right? The attitude of gratitude, being grateful for what is it that you have, being grateful for what is it that you don't have right now. You know, gratefulness is really the seed for more. If you want more into your life, what you want to do is you want to be grateful for whatever it is that you have right now. You know, be grateful for that goal that you've written down. Be grateful that all the things that you want to accomplish in your life have already taken place. You know, it's amazing. I heard the story some years back, and just to kind of paint the picture for you, you know, if you were, you know, a little kid, let's say you were, you know, maybe 11, you know, my daughter's 11 years old. Actually, she's 12 now. She'll be 13. I'm trying to keep her at 12, all right? I'm trying to, but it's not happening. She's going to be 13. And she could come to me right now and say, Dad, listen, you know, I really want a Mercedes-Benz. That's the first car that I want. Or she could say, hey, I want a Mustang. Or she could say, I want a BMW. And the answer is going to be an automatic yes. That's really what it's going to be. It's going to be an automatic yes. Why? Because guess what? She's my daughter. Why? She's my princess. Why? She's everything to me. So why wouldn't I give her whatever it is that she asks me for? She's coming to me, right? She's already asking in faith. She already knows that I have it. She already knows that it's already done. So she comes and she has that smile on her face and she says, hey, Dad, this is what I want, all right? But guess what? She's 12 years old. So she can't drive till she's 16. So I say, yes, it's yours. It's already done. Now, what if she came to me the next day and asked me for a car again? What if she came to me next week and asked for a car again? I would say, I've already told you, yes. I've already told you that it's yours, right? But guess what? She still has a 3-year period of where she's got to develop as an individual, right, so she can be mature enough to drive. See, there's certain things that you've been asking for, there's certain goals that you've actually written down that are already done, it's already given to you. What you need to do is adopt the attitude of gratitude, right, and understand that the period, the time from now until you actually receive that goal, that's just a preparation time for you. That's just the time for you to mature in all these other aspects when it comes to you being successful. Because you want to be prepared to where when you do get the car or when you do get to that goal or you do get to that lifestyle, guess what? You're able to be there. You're able to grow it because you've gone through the maturation process, all right? So now she's not going to come back and ask you for the car. What she should do and what we should do is say, hey, thank you. I can't wait. I can't wait till I turn 16. I know what color it's going to be. It's going to be, you know, it's going to be blue and it's going to have this interior and, you know, all my friends. And all she needs to do is just start living in that car. She just needs to start living and picturing what is it going to be like for her to drive it. So now for 3 years, she's already given herself the gift of expectation. She's already feeling the joy of what it's going to be like to actually be in that car. See, that's the difference between a winner and a loser. On the way to success, on the way to accomplishing that goal, most losers, guys, are frustrated. They're upset about a situation. They're upset about maybe this didn't work out or that didn't work out or, you know, this challenge came up, not understanding that they accomplished the goal a year from now. They accomplished the goal 2 years from now. Maybe that challenge was a point of maturation for you. Maybe that challenge was really there to prepare you for the next phase of your life, right? And one of the things you have to understand about, when challenges come up, it just really gives you an opportunity for change. If you take the first 3 letters in challenge and the last 3 letters, all right, what do you have? You've got change, right? Every challenge that comes into your life is really giving you an opportunity for change, right? Here's another thing I want to leave you with here, guys. You have got to create the man or the woman in your mind through the attitude of that person, all right, through developing the attitude of that person. See, before you can actually become the person, all right, that you desire, you're going to have to adopt the attitude of that person. You're going to have to adopt the behavior, the conduct of that person. See, this is where modeling knowledge comes into play, all right? 2007, I'll never forget it, had a chance to meet a mentor of mine, and I had learned modeling knowledge, okay? I had learned it years ago. And when you meet a mentor or coach, really what this does is it gives you the opportunity to model yourself after someone that's already done what it is that you want to do. All right? It's already done. It's not that you become that person, but you start to model that person. You start to, how do they think? How do they walk? How do they handle different situations? How do they dress? All these things are necessary when it comes to you being successful, developing this attitude. You're going to have to look like the person that's successful before you actually become the person that's successful. You're going to have to act like the person before you become the person. You're going to have to feel like the person before you become the person. All right, you're going to have to talk like them. You're going to have to see things the way that they actually see things, guys. It's just important. It's just everything towards you getting to where it is that you actually want to go. Guys, in life, there are really only a couple things that we can control. And our attitude and our activity are really the only 2 things that we can control. Your attitude is everything. Your attitude towards yourself will ultimately determine the attitude that you have towards life and the attitude that you have towards other people. And remember, it's all about sowing and reaping. When I reap the right attitude about a particular situation, I'm going to reap the right harvest because I sowed the right attitude into that situation. But you've got to understand that you've got to see yourself as a champion. It all starts with your self-image. It all starts with how you see yourself. That's where the battle is lost for a lot of people. They lose it there, and they still step out and want to win in life and wonder why it's not working. Because it all starts with you. It all starts with how you actually hold yourself in your mind, the image that you have. What I want you to do over the next 24 hours before we get back together, I want you to take the time out to really design the person that you wish to become. I want you to take the time out. That's one of the assignments I'm actually going to give you. There's one other one I'm going to give you, but the first one is I want you to actually design it. Take the limitations off your mind, and I want you to design the person that you want to become. What type of attitude does that person have? How does that person respond respond to different, situations that actually come up in their lives? How does that person dress? How does that person talk? How does that person walk? And I don't want you to see it through the eyes of someone else. I want you to actually design it, and I want you to hold the image of you, the millionaire, the billionaire that's in you. I want you to write that person out. How confident is that person? How consistent is that person? How disciplined is that person? How exciting is that person? All right, where do you live? What do you drive? I want you to really become really detailed. I want you to fall in love with that person. One of the biggest decisions that you can make is to decide who you're going to become. When you decide who you're going to be, all of the decisions that you make from that point on, guys, will be geared towards that person that you've actually designed. What type of husband are you? What type of wife are you? What type of person are you? What type of leader are you? Really take the time out tonight to do that. Another thing I want you to do is I want you to take inventory. See, guys, all of us live in a home, all right? And you've got to take constant inventory of your home. Take inventory of your home right now and figure out, what have I been thinking? How have I been thinking over the last 30 to 90 days? How have I been feeling over that last 30 to 90 days? You know, I know this works for me. I know it works for me every single time. See, the beauty of this process here is that it's working 24/7. It's either working for you or it's working against you. You know, your thoughts, this attitude that you're going to create, thoughts really come from three places. All right? They come from three places. They come from your five senses. That's why it's so important to really watch what you're saying. All right? They come from your five senses, what you're seeing, right? What you're touching, what you're feeling, what you're smelling, right? That's where thoughts come from. They come from the enemy and they come from God. Those are the three places thoughts come from. So you've got to take inventory of, what type of thoughts have I been having over the last 30 to 90 days? You know, then what happens is those thoughts will ultimately lead to feelings. But one of the things that I've learned about feelings is that feelings trigger actions, but also actions trigger feelings. The actions that you take, even right now, the action that you're taking right now to be on this call, to take notes, it's triggering another set of feelings. You may have got on this call and maybe you're a little bit discouraged about what happened today or what happened last week or what's been happening. But guess what? Because you got on this call, because you took the action to be on this call, to have one of your five senses trained by listening, all right, guess what? Those feelings start to change. But I want you to take inventory of what the feelings you've been having over the last 30 to 90 days. And I also want you to pay attention to, what type of conversations have I been having? What words have I been speaking over the last 30 to 90 days? What you will find out, if you really take inventory and you're really honest with yourself, because really what I'm asking you to do is put a mirror up to your face. No one else is there. You can be completely honest with yourself. And what's going to happen is you'll come to a place of awareness. And then as we go through over the next 2 days, over the last 2 days, we're going to take you through the process of really how you can get leverage on yourself and how you can bring about change and put you on that path of really developing the right positive mental attitude, understanding the belief systems that you need to have, creating new belief systems, how to do that, and then staying committed to the process. Staying committed to the process. So that's your homework right there, guys. Been exciting to be on this call with you, the ABCs of success. We're going to be doing literally hundreds, thousands of calls. There's going to be a lot of new information, new materials that are going to be coming out to each and every one of you. I'm extremely excited to be a part of the journey. My true goal, guys, is to impact the lives of over 1 billion people with my voice and my appearance. So how is this going to happen? This is only going to happen when you take the information and you apply it, and you go out and you touch other people's lives, and you go out and change your life. And because you've changed your life, you now have the ability to help other people change their lives as well. And guys, I can't wait to be on this call again with you. Don't forget, you can tell your friends, tell your family members, tell your coworkers, people that you believe in, people that really value their success. They value their personal self-development. Have them get on this call with you tomorrow. It's going to be absolutely incredible. We're going to talk about belief. We're going to talk about your belief systems and how to create new ones that allow you to take your life to the next level. So appreciate you guys so much. And don't forget, guys, go on Instagram. Go on my page on Instagram. Tell me what you thought about this call. Let me know how you felt. Tell me what it is that you learned. Go ahead and put it out there, and you'll see so many other people will be able to join you on this call tomorrow. We'll see you guys tomorrow night. Good night, and God bless.